How to lock or unlock your actors and levels with C++ in Unreal, because if you're generating your levels by code, you probably don't want someone to modify them by mistake. So let's get to it. And as usual, here I have my header file, and it's a super simple one today because we only have two functions. One function to lock the actor transform, so lock actor transform right here. You have to provide the actor that you want to either lock or unlock, and a boolean that tells the function if we want to either lock or unlock the actor. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing, but for the level this time. So lock level, you have to provide the name of the level you want to either lock or unlock, and then a boolean that tells you if you want to either lock or unlock the level. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So we're done with the header file. Now it's time to jump in the CPP. And in there, it's also super simple. We need two includes right here at the top. So the engine utils.h to retrieve the currently open world in the editor. That's just to help us find the world and then find the levels inside that world. And then we also need the level utils to be able to lock or unlock a level. That's a function that is already inside that library right here. Those two includes are inside the engine module. So it's a default module. You should not have to change anything in your build.cs, but just double check to make sure that it's already in there. Otherwise, it's not going to compile, but actually nothing's going to compile if you don't have that one. Anyway, engine module is inside my build.cs file, so that's perfect. I can jump back in the CPP and take a look at the first function. And that one is actually super simple. First step is to make sure that the actor is valid, because otherwise we cannot lock an actor that doesn't exist. So just make sure that it's valid right here, straightforward. Actor null, return right away, because we cannot lock an invalid actor, obviously. And now that we're sure that the actor is valid, it's time to lock it. But actually, before doing that, I'm just going to check if the state is already the right one. So if my actor is already locked and I wanted to lock my actor, I'm not going to try to lock it once again. It's already locked, I don't have to lock it a second time. And same thing, if it's already unlocked and I wanted to unlock it, I'm not going to change anything. But if those states are different, so if it's locked and I wanted to unlock it or vice versa, I'm going to change the state of my actor. So this is why I have a little condition right here to make sure that I'm not locking an actor that is already locked. And if they are different, then I can simply set the lock location of my actor using the boolean I receive as input. And that's it. Now my actor is locked. There's just one last little thing though we have to do is to notify the level that we modified something in the level, because otherwise the user won't know that he has to save the level to keep the changes, because right now we only modified the actor and that didn't affect the world, even though the actor is inside the world and that information will be saved in the world. The set lock location function doesn't notify the world by itself, so we have to do it manually, and that's what we're doing right here. So inside the actor we have access to the world containing that actor, and then we can simply call the mark package dirty to mark the package of the world as dirty, so as modified, so the user knows that he has to save the world to also save all the lock state of all the actors contained inside that world. So that's why right here we're marking the world as modified, so the user knows that he has to save it. And that's it. And now we can just say that it was a success. We changed the lock state of the actor. Good. That was for the first function. Now it's time to take a look at the second one, the lock level, because sometimes locking an actor is not enough. You want to lock the whole level. You don't want anybody to change anything inside that level, so that's why that feature is there. So to lock a level, we have to first find the level, because right now we only have a name. We cannot really lock a level just by name. We need to find the level that we actually want to lock. And to find the level, I'm just going to look through the world that is currently open in the editor, and I'm going to take that level list. So the level list of the world that is currently open in the editor, we're going to look into that level list to find the level we're looking for. But first, to do that, we need a world, obviously. So here inside G-editor, I'm going to get the world editor context and get the world inside that world editor context, and that's going to give me the world that is currently open in the editor. If you don't have a world open in the editor, that world is going to be invalid, so I'm just going to check right here to make sure that it is valid actually. And even if you're getting the world from somewhere else, it's always good to check to make sure that it is valid, to make sure that, well, it's not going to crash when you try to retrieve all the levels inside that world. So good, now we have a valid world. Now we just have to find a valid level inside that world, and that's what we're going to do right here. So we're going to first start with an empty variable to retrieve the level that matches the name that we received as input. So here we have a level name, and what we're going to do is simply loop through all the levels that are currently inside the world. So in world I can get levels, so that's going to give me all the levels inside that world right now, and then we just have to find the right one using the level name, and that's what we're going to do right here. Just compare the level name and try to find the right one. The name of the level that we're looking for is actually the name of the author of the level, because the level is inside the level list in the world and doesn't really have a name at that point. But the author of the level is actually the world asset representing that level, and that world asset has a name, and that's the name we're looking for. From my level, I'm going to get the author, which is the world asset, and then I'm going to compare the name of that world asset using the level name I receive as input, and I'm going to try to find a level that matches that name. And if I find one, well, that's the level I'm going to modify. So I'm just going to set my level variable right here using the level I'm iterating through and break out of the loop because I found the right level. Perfect. But if I didn't find any level, I'm just going to return right away. I'm not going to try to lock a level that doesn't exist, obviously. So here, if the level is not valid, which would happen in the case that the level name right here doesn't make sense, or just the level doesn't contain the proper level in the level list, that will result in an invalid level. And in that case, I'm just going to return right here. But now that we know that everything is valid and we're ready to lock the level, I'm just going to do the same thing as the previous function. I'm just going to check if the level is already at the right state. And to do that, I'm going to go through the fLevelUtils library. Inside that library, we have a little function called isLevelLocked. It's going to retrieve the lock state of the level for us. You have to provide the level, obviously. So you're giving it a level and it's giving you back the lock state of that level. And then you can compare that with the boolean that we receive as input to see if the level is already at the right lock state. But if it's not, then we can simply tell the library once again to lock the level for us. So in fLevelUtils, we have a function called toggleLevelLock, and you can provide the level you want to toggle, and that's it. The function is going to toggle the level for you. So if it's not the right lock state, you just toggle the lock state, and that's it. The level is now at the right state. And that's it. Another thing that's fun with this function is actually that it's going to mark the world as dirty, so you don't have to do it manually. Everything is inside that function already. So good. Now it's time to jump in Unreal to lock a few things. And here I am in Unreal, and we have a fairly simple level. I have a cube and a sphere. Nothing is locked right now, so I can move my cube around, I can move my sphere around, but we're gonna change that. We're going to lock or unlock our actors and also levels right here in the level hierarchy using a little user interface as usual. So I'm gonna show it to you right here. I have my little user interface, two buttons right here at the top to decide if I want to lock or unlock my actor, and then I have two other buttons to decide if I want to lock or unlock my level. For the level name, I can simply decide which level I want to lock or unlock using a little combo box right here containing the name of all my levels. But for the actor, that one, I kept it simple and I hard-coded the actor in the code, and that's actually what we're gonna look into. I'm gonna go in my graph right here, and that's my actor right there, which is hard-coded to my cube in my scene. So I can simply lock or unlock my cube in my level, but that's gonna be good enough for today. So when I click on lock actor, I'm going to call my lock actor transform, and I'm going to provide the actor hard-coded and also a boolean to tell my function to lock my actor. And the opposite, when I unlock my actor, I'm calling the same function, lock actor transform, but I say that I don't want to lock my actor. And then same thing for the lock level, but this time we're calling the lock level function, obviously. And we also provide the name of the level, so that's pretty cool. Good. Okay, let's go see if it works. I'm gonna run the editor.tt widget. Actually, I'm going to also save my level because I want to make sure that when I lock my actor transform, so I'm going to lock my cube right now, it also mark my world as dirty. You can see the little star right here, and that's what it means. It means that now my level, if I click save all, it notifies the user that, hey, I modified that world. And that's exactly what we wanted, because when I lock my actor, it saves it in the level. And now you can see my actor is actually locked. On the right here, you can see it's transformed, it's all grayed out, and I cannot move my actor in the world right now until I unlock it. So I'm going to unlock my actor. It doesn't seem to be unlocked, but you just have to reselect it. Here we go. I reselected my actor and now it's unlocked and I can move it. Yoo-hoo! I can move my cube around and I can lock the actor once again. And now if I select it, I cannot move it. I can unlock it and then I can move it. Here we go. So it works as long as you reselect the actor, it's going to update it. Perfect. So now I can lock and unlock my cube and it seems to work as expected. Good. Now let's take a look at the level. So I'm going to select my level right here, 043 my level, which is my level right there, and I'm going to lock it. Okay, it locked it. The lock icon is now locked and my sphere is now unselectable at all because my level is locked and the sphere is inside that level. I can unlock it. There we go. It's unlocked and now I can move my sphere around. I can lock it once again and now can I move it? Oh, no, I cannot even select my sphere. Here we go. So it's locking and unlocking the level properly, and I can do the same thing for my world. So I can select my world right here, lock the level, and it's going to lock everything in my scene because everything in my scene is actually part of that level. So I cannot select anything from the world outliner because everything is inside that level. And now I can unlock it, lock it, unlock. And that's the same thing for both the level and the world. So I can lock and unlock everything, and same thing for the actor. And that's gonna be it for today's video. So I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.